Hey everybody, Mark Anthony Lord here. Happy Friday. Today is June 19th and it's Juneteenth. So it's a very important day. And this is just our midday noon time of meditation, contemplation, prayer. And I'm really glad to be here with you. I always like to free flow for a few minutes to let people begin joining the room before I begin the actual spiritual practice. So as you're coming into the room, would love for you to say hello. I always enjoy finding out who's here with me. That would be awesome. This is an important time to come together because I like to focus forgiveness on Fridays. Forgiveness Fridays is kind of how I roll in my own life. It's just the day of the week where I really set my spiritual practice on forgiveness. It just works. Forgiveness Fridays, it's just the double F's, which is why I chose it. And it's good. Today's also Juneteenth, and I want to be really honest and candid with you. I'm just sick to my stomach about all of this. I feel so horrible, and I feel totally mad that I grew up in this country where the history lessons I was given were so skewed, and so they were lies. They were lies. They were told through the eyes of the white man. And I didn't know what Juneteenth was until all of this happening with Black Lives Matter. So I'm grateful that we're being more educated, but there's so much I didn't know. I was so ignorant. And I lived, excuse me, I lived a separate life. I didn't mingle with Black people if they didn't come into my white world. I didn't know how. I was told not to go into that neighborhood. I was steered away from this and that. I am grateful. I grew up in a household where I never once, I mean never one time, did my parents speak a negative word about another race or culture. I never heard them do that. And I'm grateful for that. That's just skimming the surface. But now realizing how much I wasn't told and how much still isn't being owned by our government, by political system, by the culture. There's an uprising, and I wanted to rise all the way up, so there's a healing, but I just want to do my part. So I'm sharing all of that to say on Juneteenth, I will focus this meditation on the healing of myself. And I hope you'll join me in just whatever ignorance, not blame or shame of it. I was ignorant. I was raised in a culture of ignorance, taught to be ignorant. I was raised in a culture of white supremacy, taught to be white. And now I see that. I didn't see it. If you don't see it, you don't know. If you don't know, you can't do anything about it. So, however, this is landing for you, yes, we're doing it again. Yes, I'm going right into the heart of this conversation because every Black person is my brother and sister, and I owe it to them to help because they are my brother and my sister, and I owe it to them to use my heart and my mind and all that I am. And here's the deal. I win. I get to become more expanded. I teach oneness. I talk about oneness. We here at Unity Naples talk about oneness. So if that's what we're going to talk about, then we better do the work to create it. We better go within and get out of every fragmented, separating part that says there isn't oneness inside of us. So clearly, I'm on a bit of a soapbox here today. Thank you for popping in, everybody. Please feel free to say hi. Hi, Melanie. Hello, forgiveness. So for Juneteenth, because I can only do what I have inside of me each day, my focus is to continue to have my heart and mind and entire being healed of ignorance, that I may see and that I may be a part of the solution. And I really, really hope you can join me inside of that attention. Again, the only reason people defend is because you're hearing blame and guilt and shame. I'm not talking about any of those. I'm talking about upset that causes change within me, which I'm grateful for. And I'm talking about responsibility, which means my ability to respond differently today. And the first wave of that is anger, to welcome the upset to move through me so that I can be carried and lifted into being part of the solution. So it's all good. It's all part of God. And that's what we're here for. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Beth. Glad to have you guys here. Thanks for saying hi. So let's do a little forgiveness work, shall we? If you can, join me in closing your eyes, taking a deep breath. And exhaling. Another nice, slow, deep breath. And exhaling. And a third time, breathing in deeply. And exhaling. Just allow yourself for a few moments to settle into your heart. Allow your attention to float down into the heart and back of the heart, which I call the Christ heart. Another thing is you can call it the heart chakra, the energetic heart. I like to use it as the Christ heart because I've come to know it as the same heart that Jesus used, the same heart that everyone uses. It's the healing heart. It's the heart that is so much more vibrant and alive than the heart in the body. The heart in the body has a temporary purpose, and it will end when it's time to end. But the Christ heart, the spiritual heart, is the eternal one heart, one mind, one heart. And so imagine that one heart flowering open in the back of your chest area, behind the lungs and the physical heart. Imagine a beautiful light. I like to use the color green because that is the color of the heart chakra, one of the color options. So today I open up the color green. And I just like to imagine, and please join me in imagining that from this heart flows forgiveness. And it begins to flow throughout our whole body, touching every cell, the bones, the organs, the tissues, the fluids, the muscles, the skin, every single cell, head to toe, hair to toenail, every cell. Imagine that forgiveness is swirling throughout your whole body temple, scrubbing away any held emotions, any unforgiven feelings that have lodged themselves in the body temple. Imagine them being purified. Repeat after me if you can. I ask that forgiveness set me free. I ask that forgiveness set my body free. Let's not even take ownership of it. Let's go deeper. I ask that forgiveness set this body free. I ask that forgiveness set this body free. I ask that forgiveness heal my heart. I ask that forgiveness open up my mind and dissolve all ignorance of suffering in my brothers and sisters. I ask that forgiveness make me a portal, such a wide space of overflowing love and listening and compassion. I ask that forgiveness set all of the teachers and the education system and the church and all of the political systems that raised me to think differently than what really happened in this world. I ask that forgiveness set me and them free. I ask that forgiveness set everyone free, because everyone thought they were doing the best they could, but it was not good. And that's okay, because right now we can forgive. So once again, join me in shining the light of forgiveness upon the education system that taught only portions of our history and told only parts of the story, spun stories to make them look good. I ask that forgiveness set the education system free that is incapable of owning its part in the problem. I ask that forgiveness set our political system free, and all those who are incapable of even seeing the problem. I ask that forgiveness set them free. And finally, I shine all of my love and my light on my Black brothers and sisters, and I ask that forgiveness set them free. I ask that on Juneteenth, this day, that forgiveness truly, truly rise up and create all that needs to be rectified, to rise it up and let it be rectified. I ask that forgiveness set me free of all judgments, guilt and shame, all projections. I ask that forgiveness reveal God within my mind and within my heart. And I ask that I see as God sees, and I hear as God hears, and I speak from the highest vibration of oneness and love. And I ask the Holy Spirit to use me as the vessel for purification. Wherever one mind and heart and being is transformed, the entire world, all of humanity wins, because we are one. So today we just ask, use us, oh God, to be the channel for healing and love revealed. Take a deep breath. And I speak this prayer, asking God to do through us and for us what we could never, ever, ever do on our own. Help us to see what we must see. Help us to feel what we must feel. Help us to allow ourselves to move through the tunnel of darkness and pain and rage, so that we may come out the other side transformed. Help us to be in it, but not of it. Help us to stand in the center of the fire and not be burned, but burn away all of the lies and the division and the separation and the fear. Let all of that be burned this day. No longer time to walk on this world playing a spiritual game. We must be it now. I say yes to that for me. I say yes to that for those listening. And I'm grateful. I truly am grateful. I'm humbled. And in humility, I release this prayer into the action of the law. It is done, and so it is. Amen. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much for popping in today. If you got any thoughts or comments, happy to hear from you. I was going to say, I hope this focus didn't bother you, but I'm like, I hope it did bother you. It's bothering all of us, and let us be okay with being bothered. I think that's a good thing for me anyway. So, all right, everybody, peace and love. Have a great day. Please join me Sunday morning, Unity Naples, for our Sunday service, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Hey, Archana, so good to see you here. Peace and love, my friend.